Well, hello and welcome to a super sexy Italian Ferrari land built by Professor Oak. It is fair to say that I'm becoming quite fond of their work in Planet Coaster, and this park is definitely an epitome of their skills. From super smooth coasters to beautiful custom signs and facades, this park really does have it all. And today I'm joined by the wonderful I'm Matty, who is about to hit you with his trademark. Here we go.
Hello. Right, coming at you.
Oh, that's a joke. Well,
I'm a bit sad. Do you know why I'm sad?
Why are you sad?
Because this is an Xbox park.
I know.
It's so beautiful and it made me sad. So I couldn't do my hello! I just couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it because I'm sat here distraught that this park is so beautiful and I can't experience it myself.
Well, we'll take a look at it today, and I thought we'd get an expert on motor vehicles and all things Formula One and all things like Ferrari onto this video, because I have absolutely no clue. I'm starting to take driving lessons, but I don't even know what the accelerator or brake is at the moment. So I'm going to read you the park description just while we see the final few cinematics, and we'll start walking around the park. So after almost 6 months of building, I've finally completed Terra di Velocità, which translates to the land of speed, or just Ferrari land. This park is supposed to be a land inside of a much larger imaginary park, and you can definitely see that. I've noticed. You look at facades, and sometimes on the other side of things it's not too finished, but I think that's okay. The land features 2 coasters, a flat ride and a family car ride. La Ferrari is meant to be viewed in Plipcam. It's given us really helpfully all the things that we need to know to ride the coasters, and they've actually left an area outside the park to show pieces they've used in blueprints, which is so helpful. I need to start doing that. If I ever use blueprints, put it outside the park and you can see exactly what you've used. I appreciate anyone who's followed along through countless updates and hope you all enjoy. So yeah, that's the description, quite a long one. But I do hope that you'll go and enjoy this video. Of course, we're joined by I'm Matty. Make sure to go and subscribe to I'm Matty's channel for brilliant Planet Coaster console videos and many more as well. And as we can see, we're walking around this park. What are your first impressions, Matty?
It's absolutely stunning. I'm not going to lie, Plip. I didn't really listen to that description that you just read because I was too busy admiring what was going on just as you were walking around. It's absolutely stunning. Like even the interiors of the buildings, the way that he's done the roofs or the ceilings or whatever it is you want to call them, just beautiful, really nicely detailed and fantastic all the way around. I love it. Oh, it's got a Formula One car. It's got a Ferrari. I'm excited now.
Not so fast car just there, but very nice car.
It's still a beauty.
It's all about the small details, this park. Even from the interiors just to using, it almost looks like it's on PC with the amount of beams, the small ones. I'd love to know what piece that's actually been used in the windows. I'll have to have a look just to the right hand side there. It almost looked like hydro beams.
Is that not the
maybe.
one? I think it's the mouse ones from the looks of it. Oh, it's got more Formula One cars. So that would be a Jordan, like a 1997 Jordan.
See, this is why I brought I'm Matty onto this video. Thanks so much for being here because, yeah, we definitely need you for your expertise. You can see the brilliant sightlines all the way around this coaster. It is pretty huge, this one, and I think it lasts about 3 minutes, this ride experience. This is, if you are paying per ride in this park, you're definitely getting your money's worth because you've got actually an indoor section and then you've got 2 separate outdoor sections. So really getting your bang for your buck for this ride. And as you can see, it is so popular. This queue line goes on forever and ever, and just to theme actually where you can see from the queue line all of the different facades that you've used, really good attention to detail. We won't go down the priority pass queue. We'll just carry on and keep walking all through these heads. I do find it funny sometimes when you go through someone's head and you see their eyes. It's like you're inside their brain. But you can see we're now at the station. What did you think of that queue line, Matty?
Once again, I'm finding it quite hard to pay attention to what you're saying. So if you're going to specifically ask me questions, I may have to be like, what was that, sorry? Because I'm that busy admiring what is going on around. It's stunning. It's so realistic.
They've played into the actual biome as well. Like if you see that city landscape, it's perfect. And that's something that I've never done. I always just have blank outsides to the map. But you can really see that they've considered that from that sightline. So that's why I think I zoom in up 2 or 3 times during this video. But here we go, you can see the results to the right hand side. We'll get those off the screen for the launch. I love that Ferrari sign to the right hand side. I think once you build a sign in Planet Coaster, you can copy and paste it all over the place and recolor it, and it's still as effective. So we'll judge this coaster by how smooth it is, of course, and I mean the profiling of the elements do seem really smooth, which is really nice, and the S-bends that are all the way through. My coaster knowledge, as I'm sure you're aware, isn't the best, but what are you thinking so far, Matty?
Yeah, brilliant. There's nothing more to add, really. Seems very smooth. Some very nice transitioning from section to section into the inversions. I like that bit, how it just went below the ground there and he's terraformed it and put the concrete there as well. Just all seems fantastic, creeping up a great momentum all the way around. Even though there's not masses in the sense of sight lines, so to speak, it works. Oh, yes, if that makes sense to you.
If it was in like Dubai or somewhere, you could definitely see it just being on a big slab of concrete.
Wow.
But yeah, you thought the ride was over and you're into this. It's amazing.
So this almost feels more like the top of Monaco, I think. Like up in the hills of Monaco, maybe. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be representing. If we come round to a tunnel, then it is.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it does go round, and there's even animatronics sat down on benches. There's really everything in this room, and I mean, you look at the star panel. That's really beautiful. Yes, you can see lines in the stars because, we don't have unlimited pieces to use. But I just think it's beautiful. Look, there's even a bike to the right-hand side, and then you go out, and I think you're only like halfway through the coaster. So,
really,
pretty spectacular.
Wow. Do you know when the last time Ferrari won the Formula One World Championship, Plip?
No idea. Go for it.
2007. Do you know who won?
No.
Raikkonen.
Well, that's considered to be quite a long time, isn't it?
Ferrari have not been the best for quite a long time. Not since the Michael Schumacher days have they dominated in that kind of way. A lot of non-Formula One fans would think that Ferrari are always at the front, but it's been quite a long time since Ferrari have been dominating the Formula One world.
Well, I think they win for the most beautiful paint job. I think just having classic red looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does look good.
And it really excels in this park. I mean, red is definitely a theme. I was telling Matty just earlier, I've been trying to learn a bit of colour grading to make it look a bit more realistic, the shots that I get. And I've really bumped up the red in this park just to make it pop a little bit more. But we go into the brake section. I mean, we've just been talking through all that coaster. It seems like an age you're on that. I definitely will have thrown up by now. You seem to just stop here and then you actually get out to the left-hand side. So that's nice how you do change and then there's no one in the car. It reminds me of quite a few rides at Disney, I think. You offload before the next people get on the ride. So going over past this sight line from the exit way, as we mentioned before, just beautiful, built into the terrain as well. So much good terraforming, and it's not just loads of it, it's built into the rocks really nicely as well. So there's the queue line that we've just seen, the exit way, and then the look over the big coaster just there. You'll see it throughout the whole of the park, and then quite an interesting staff-only building. But that's what I like about it. There is differently abled access considered in this park. You do have lifts and elevators all the way around, and I don't think we saw it in that shot, but there's definitely an elevator in that queue line. So just looking around into this area, what are you seeing, Matty?
I'm just blown away, if I'm honest. And it's just going to be one of them type of spotlights. If I was by myself right now, I'd be running out of positive phrases. I just think it's fantastic. There's nothing that I've seen so far that has made me think, like maybe that just needs a bit of addressing. There's just little realistic touches everywhere. You've got the vents on the side, you've got the ivy, all these buildings are trimmed. Just everything, everywhere you look is detailed, everywhere looks realistic. It's just stunning. And do you want to know something? Do you want to know a surprise, Plip?
Go on then.
I'm getting an Xbox.
I'm
going to buy an Xbox, not just for Planet Coaster, but that is one of the reasons. So I can start doing Xbox showcases as well. But I want to be able to experience these type of parks, and this is going to be one of the first I download because it's just amazing.
It's got to be, yeah. We're going to keep saying there's not enough superlatives, as Matty says. You can't keep talking. We're just going to be waffling at some points because It's so good. And you walk around this corner just here, just to a bit of seating area. This could probably be some kind of smoking area. All the benches. It's a bit of a dead end with the bins at the end, but you can see nice views of the queue line. Probably wave and chuck some food to the people waiting that
On the left
really
and
long
right
queue
there, I
line.
love that custom fencing that he'd done as well. I know. Obviously, this is pre-recorded, so you can't turn back. But that bit that we were just looking at, there was the custom fencing. So we'd used a little bit at the bottom with a fence on top, and then on the right-hand side, he'd used a little bit at the bottom with a hedge on top, and that just looked amazing.
When you see creators combine things, it's just crazy.
This is nuts. How he's put the little "coming soon" sign.
So this seems to be some kind of restaurant area. They're just developing it, and look at that water feature. Even putting the lights in the trees. That is the first thing that I'm going to be taking from this. And usually I go on the Steam Workshop or watch Planet Coaster PC creators, and I'm always taking their inspiration. I plagiarize everything pretty much in the game, and I'm just pretty good at the game, I think, because I just watch loads of things and get inspired. But this is one of the first times that I've really seen a park, and I'm going to be stealing so many ideas from this park just because there's so much realism included. So that's going to be that new area, and you've got this gateway area to some bins. I think that would be really nice once it's finished.
So, did you know that there is actually a Ferrari world? And there's actually two.
Yes, isn't it like the fastest coaster in the world or something?
I believe so. Well, there's two. There's one in Abu Dhabi, which actually goes. So the Ferrari world in Abu Dhabi is actually next to the Abu Dhabi Formula One track that they actually go to for the season finale. Now, I believe there's another one in Italy. I think it would make sense for it to be in Italy, with it being obviously an Italian company. But I think the other one is in Italy. But I think the fastest coaster that you're referring to is the one in Abu Dhabi, I think. But don't quote me on that.
Well, it would make sense. I'm pretty sure it is. I think I've seen a couple vlogs of people going around there. But yeah, I think these kind of parks, they'd be so fun to visit. I don't think I'd probably be able to deal with that ride that we've just ridden. Even this flat ride is probably a bit too sickening for me. But I do like the hexagonal, I think, or octagonal shapes that we got above.
It's a
they're really nice.
tyre. Look, he's put the helium ring in a tyre.
Oh, it's clever, isn't it?
That's amazing. That is actually a proper Formula One tyre. So a Pirelli tyre goes on the cars.
Right.
I bet he can't change that in like 2.5 seconds. That's amazing.
Definitely not.
That's absolutely brilliant and such a unique idea. Oh, Plip, I'm so glad you invited me for this one, because I'm in my element here. I'm loving this.
No worries. Thanks for joining me. It is spectacular, and I've got barely any knowledge about cars and stuff, but I did watch F1 for the first time, and we're not going to get into that rant of all the travesty, but yeah, I did get into it recently, so
Abu Dhabi
certainly enjoying
2021 is like Fight Club. The first rule of it is we don't discuss it, because I'll just get angry about it.
I'm surprised you'll even be watching it after that, but
mate, I've been watching it since before you were born, mate. I've been watching for like 24 years. I missed one race in 24 years. I'll go back.
Isn't it? So we've got all the souvenirs in here. We've got cars, of course, everything you'd expect. As we have mentioned, there are some things outside the park that are blueprints that have been really well placed down, just so you know what was created by this creator. So yeah, really important to do that. What were you saying? Sorry, Matty?
No. I spoke over you. That was my fault. I'm sorry. I was just saying in that shop there's Charles Leclerc memorabilia, like kind of merchandise as well. So Charles Leclerc is Ferrari's current #1 Formula One driver. Just a nice little nod there to him. Well, that's all so Easter egg.
I'd love to know what nationality this creator is, if they are Italian. Be interesting to know. But round to the left-hand side, I do actually get a bit lost in this POV. Just now, you can see the trimming to the left-hand side there. Those like great things that go at the front of the cars. Really nice use of those. Just random pieces that make it look so much more immersive. We've got an ice cream parlor just in here, and also a lovely drinks machine. I haven't seen one done in Planet Coaster Console that much, but a really nice one to the right hand side. This will be going straight into my parks. I've got to make one of these.
Now, I don't know if this was the actual intention or not, but as we were walking down this kind of street here, it was very much giving me vibes of the backstage areas of Formula One tracks, like in the paddock, in the garage. And I don't know if that's kind of like the vibe that he was going for, like kind of where you obviously have all the big, where you've got all the lorries at the back and everything and all the backstage areas for all the teams. But that was very much the vibes it was giving me. So I don't know if that was maybe intentional or not, but if it was, very clever.
Well, I'd expect so. I think they do. It does seem like they know their stuff, and I mean the attention to detail that they put in. Like, it's always nice to have a real story and meaning behind the park. So, I mean, thanks for the information. I would have never got there and put two and two together. I didn't even have two in the first place. So we've got ice cream around the corner, and then finally at the end of this stretch we have a photo opportunity and some toilets, of course. Not too themed, of course. It's perfect. Just going in the building. It's at least it's not a 4-meter grid square toilet, and yeah, just that little photo opportunity with the car to take there. Not many people go down there, which is a shame. But you know, it's another little family attraction to go to. There's the beautiful F1 sign just there. It would be nice to tuck those ends of the sign just in a little bit. Maybe put it in a box. Something I noticed just to tidy it up, but. The overheads in this park, just look above you, just look above here, and yeah,
really,
amazing. I'm
really
running out of
original.
things to say.
There's some very unique shape. I was going to say shapeature, but that's not a word. Curvature. There you go. I'll go with curvature. Some really nice curves and roofing and trimming and some very unique styles that I've never really seen utilised before. This creator has really excelled at creating unique and original shapes, especially for console as well. I'm not used to seeing these kind of like variations in the shapeature. That's not a word, mate. Curvature in console. I'm going to shut up now because I can't talk properly.
No, I agree with what you're saying. I mean, you say they're doing things that you'd really expect on PC, like they're trying to create custom billboards and everything. And then look at that triggering, as it cheekily says, smash the like button if you're enjoying. Lovely triggering of the lights. As we go into the launch section, you've seen the stats to the right hand side, and this is very inventive because you fly onto and off some actual go-kart track, which will definitely bring up the percentage, but I think it's definitely worth it. Now, I'd like your opinion on this because when I was filming it, I was quite interested to see what you think. Would you prefer it if the track was carrying on all the way? Or do you like it how the track suddenly breaks off, as I think it kind of breaks the flow of the ride?
I'm inclined to go with the latter. And as good as this ride is, I would have almost been tempted to drop this so it actually looks like you're on the track only. So actually almost have this into the ground, so make it look like this actual car is actually on the go-kart track. Now that would have been extremely difficult. It would have been very, very hard, but I think it would have been something that would have been worthwhile doing. But it's brilliant, it really is, and it feels very Formula One, IndyCar, anything like that, F2, Formula E, whatever takes your fancy. Just fantastic.
Well, I think they're definitely capable of doing it. I mean, I've showcased things on the channel before of really inventive coasters built into water rides. They really do like to combine these rides. So Professor Oak, definitely, I mean, you could have done that, but I think maybe the thrill factor could have been changed a little bit if you couldn't go for, like, I know you didn't have many inversions or any, but you couldn't get much airtime, I don't think. But you definitely have to be careful with the lateral G-force, but something that could have been done with that one. Just as an opinion from both of us. So that's the end of that ride. I do hope you enjoyed that one. That is, I think, the last coaster in this one, yes. As this is actually branded as an area that could be to a park instead of an actual park in itself. And I think that's quite believable, really. If you had a really big mega park, I think this would definitely fit in with the two coasters, the one kiddie car ride and then the flat ride. I think it works perfectly for that.
Totally agree. And I love the proper sponsors as well. So that ride was sponsored by V-Power, which is a official Formula One Ferrari sponsor, which was nice to see. So again, just going for that realism there as well and authenticity. Yeah, I mean, what a park this is. This is definitely one that when I do get an Xbox, I'm going to have to download and like really have a walk around and experience myself. I mean, as both myself and Plip have said many a time before, it's all well and good watching these spotlights, but sometimes you need to go and experience them yourself. And this is very much one of them parks.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to go take a look when you get it. I mean, you can tell it's a good park when you forget about the good things and the basics that sometimes I hammer on about, like the flooring. The transitions are so good, but then your eyes are always been drawn up to the sightlines and the facades and the buildings. It's quite beautiful. And then this sign, what is this sign? Is that just the Ferrari logo?
Ferrari, it's a
Right.
horse. It's a horse.
Well, I think that's executed perfectly well. And going into the bar area, all custom. I think a few of my fridges have been used here and sinks, but of course this has been very kindly credited at the back of the park, which we'll show you a little bit later. A really good idea.
Yeah.
And then just the architectural style of that with the corrugated bar. It does seem really nice and industrial, but also classic at the same time. Going around into this final ride of this spotlight, quite a close queue line going around, but that's perfectly fine. Nice and undercover, and you've really considered that all the way through the park. There's so many things we won't have picked up on that are so spectacular. But this is the car ride. I think you can't have a Ferrari park without one of these. Can you really?
No. It has to be done, doesn't it? I think it's like literally a law. It's a rule.
I think so too, yeah.
You know what we need to do?
Well, saying that,
we've got like a couple of minutes left, and you've got to do it. I don't care if it's for your channel or my channel. You've got to do a 3-word park review.
oh, you really...
Yeah, even though it's your channel, I don't care.
So bad.
It can't be worse than the last
time
one.
I bottled it. Okay, eye-catching. Is that one word?
Yes.
That's one word, isn't it? We'll have realistic and motivational, I'm going to say, because this has really motivated me to do some more things with little pieces in the game. So yeah, can you give me one word, because we're running out of time?
I can do 3. I'll say beautiful Ferrari tribute.
There we go. From a racing fan himself, this is a job well done. And yeah, really well done. You can see the blueprints that have been placed down just now. And as we get to the end of this video, you can see the overview of this park.
God.
I really do hope that you've enjoyed it. It's huge, isn't it?
Massive.
I really appreciate a like on the video, subscribing to Matty's channel. He's been brilliant in this video. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
And I really appreciate you subscribing to my channel for Planet Coaster console and hopefully Planet Zoo console. Nearly got it wrong. Videos in the future. And yeah, pretty amazing park. Ferrari, the branding was on point. Yeah, if you want to watch another one of my videos, make sure to check it out. It will pop up on screen just now. Really hope you enjoy that one. And I will see you in the next one.
Flip, one take.